Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Conscious ASMR. Today I have a little bit of a special video. It has recently been brought to my attention, I guess, where I saw that I now have 2,000 subscribers. 2,000 of you guys decided to subscribe to my channel, which I just never expected to happen, especially in as little time as it took. So I just kind of wanted to take this time to thank you all for that, and to thank you. I decided to do a Q&A, and over the past week I've put like some questionnaire type of thing, not questionnaire, some opportunities. I guess I put up some opportunities for you guys to ask me questions about myself, so you can learn a little bit more about me. And there was an overwhelming amount of questions asked, which I'm very grateful for, because if you hadn't, I would have nothing to answer for this video. I would have to just make stuff up to pretend like you all ask questions. But anyway, if you are not subscribed to this channel, I would very much appreciate it. I can't wait to get to 3,000 and 4,000 subscribers. Be super great. Anyway, I guess we could jump right in. This video is just kind of chilling. And if you are at this premiere, I would like to welcome you to it. All right, so I guess we can just jump right in to the video. So when and how did I start doing art? Well, that's a good question. Throughout my whole childhood, I kind of just always really liked drawing, and I just didn't really realize it until later. But I would say that the first time I was like, man, I love art, is when I was in 10th grade, I believe, and I accidentally took Art 1 for my second time, and because nobody freaking told me that I was taking it for the second time. But yeah, my art teacher there was super great, and he very much encouraged me to do lots of stuff. So I guess that's kind of how I got into it all. And after that, I just kind of went with it. Started to learn about digital art a little bit more. And thus the birth of this channel. Okay, what's my earliest ASMR memory? Well, as far as the first time I got ASMR, I don't really know, but I do remember the very first video I watched. I believe I was a senior in high school. So it's been a bit, but I don't remember what I was doing on YouTube, but I just was just searching. It was like the middle of the night, and I came across this video. It was from like Pelagia ASMR or something. I don't know, but it was like some like alien abduction thing or something. It's like a role play, and I was like, well, this looks intriguing, because I'd never heard of ASMR at this point. But I like watched it, and I was like, good gosh, I was like, this is the weirdest, this is just so odd. But then I just kept watching. I'm like, wow, this is so odd, and then like 14 videos later, I'm like, this is just so weird. And then after that, I just kept watching and watching, and I really thought she was the only ASMR YouTuber out there. But then I just like searched it. I was like, this is actually a thing. Little did I know I would be making my own channel um, at the time. But yeah, I would say that's my first experience. If you could have lunch with 3 dead celebrities, who would you pick? I would say Bach, Robin Williams, and Aristotle. That's who I would have lunch with. Then think about it though. Bach, he had some good music. And he was just every one of these people lived in different times, so it would be very interesting to see them all interact with each other. Plus Bach would just play Bach's music with like my phone, and he would just be so confused because he wouldn't know what phones were. And then of course Robin Williams, great guy. He always made me laugh, and he seemed like he had some good stuff to say. And then Aristotle, of course, assuming that he could speak English. I feel like he would be a nice person just to talk to in general, because I've studied him a little bit in school. But yeah, I feel like the 3 of them would be just quite a hoot to be together at lunch. Where would we go though? Like, I don't know. Would we go to like McDonald's or something? I don't know. That's probably it. Imagine seeing Aristotle at a McDonald's or like a Wendy's or okay. If you have the 3 superpowers plus a silly one, what would you choose? And keep in mind, these are going to get more serious as we go along. I just wanted to start off with some just more simple questions, I guess. So 3 superpowers. I would say that I would want to fly. I would want to run fast, and I would want to have super strength. And as far as my last power, I would want to be able to perfectly toast, and like bagels and English muffins, because especially the English muffins, those are very hard to get perfect. And I would like to be able to toast everything perfectly every single time, because that would just be the best. There's so many applications I could have for that. I'd probably use that more than flying, not gonna lie. And as far as acrylic, I really like acrylic just because, I mean, it's like, to me, it kind of looks similar to oil painting, but it's like not near as hard to clean up. But yeah, as far as favorite artist, I tend to really like digital art just because that's what I do. And so the YouTuber Ross Draws, Ross Tran, I think is his name. He is just, to me, he's the top. I mean, you can't get any better than Ross Tran. Just because, like, just his whole style, everything looks so glossy and kind of like liquidy and stuff. And by watching his videos, I kind of figured out how to color dodge a little bit, which I absolutely love. Which, if you saw my last video, you know how much I like color dodge. But yeah, Ross Tran's probably my favorite artist, just because everything just pops, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, all right. Favorite animal of all time. I really like lizards. Lizards are pretty cool. In fact, I'm sure we've seen this little guy at some point in the past few videos. He's been featured. Sloths. I know everybody's heard this fact, but like them sloths, freaking grab their own arms thinking it's a tree branch and then they fall to their death, which I think is terrible, but it's also kind of a mood. I just love them so much. So much. Are you in school? Yes, I'm a junior in college. I go to a little university in Arkansas. And it's just, yeah, I guess that's really all there is to say. There's a question on here of what do I study? I study media production and integrated marketing communication, which is why I really love making these videos, because it really helped me with like my audio production and like video production and everything. It's great, and you know, kind of the marketing side of it is just fascinating to me. But yeah, that's I am still in school, to answer your question. What are your favorite games of all times? Are we talking board games or video games? Because I have answers for both. Board games, let's see. I played a lot of Monopoly in my days. I really like Cards Against Humanity. That's a good game. Categories, one of my favorites. Sometimes, now I would never tell my family this, so I hope they're not watching, but Catan, Settlers of Catan, it can be a fun game, but I also kind of hate it. It's kind of like one of those things. As far as video games, I really like Skyrim, and I would love to do a stream of that, but I don't know how. But also like Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Breath of the Wild. Amazing. Yeah. Are you having a blessed week? Why, yes. Yes, I am having a blessed week. Thank you for asking. That is a great question. Makes me feel so good. Do you ever think about becoming a father one day? Yes, actually. I just always pictured myself having kids. And I think being a father would be just the coolest thing ever. Of course, it, might not happen, but yeah, I do think about it, and I just, I think it'd be one of the greatest journeys I've ever taken. Just because, having part of your DNA in someone else, and just like bringing someone else into this world that's screwed up as it is sometimes, it's, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of it. I do. Of course not anytime soon, because I still got a lot to do before I can support a family. But yeah, no, I do think about it, and I would honestly really love to be a father one day. Do you like Studio Ghibli? I've actually never seen Studio Ghibli. I've been wanting to. I have, however, I actually almost went to Studio Ghibli Museum when I went to Japan. But I didn't, because my friends were lame and wanted to stay in our Airbnb for all day. But that's another story. But I have been getting a lot into anime lately. I just kind of started watching it a little bit. And me and my younger brother actually just finished the latest season of Seven Deadly Sins. So if you watch that, I would very much want to talk about it, because it is insane. And if you haven't watched it, I really think you should. It's just the overpoweredness of all the characters. Wild. Just wild. Okay. I'm really into baking desserts. What's your favorite dessert? I would say I have two, I think, favorite desserts. One is my grandmother's cinnamon rolls. They are to die for, and they remind me of this thing I had in Japan is cinnamon bites, served at McDonald's. And if you are from Japan and you're watching this, please go eat cinnamon bites for me because we don't have them in America at the moment, which makes me very sad. And my second favorite dessert is this red velvet cake that my girlfriend makes. It is just the best thing I have ever tasted in my entire life. It's so dense and moist, and it just melts in your mouth, but also it's solid. You know, it's a solid thing, and the color of it is just A plus, A plus. I would die for that cake. I would. Which brings me to my next question. Are you in a relationship? Yes. As of right now, I am in a relationship with my amazing, beautiful girlfriend. If you're watching right now, hello, Cass. But yeah, I am in a relationship. Which brings me to the next question is your sexual orientation. I am personally straight. Obviously, you know, love everybody, but I personally am straight, 100%. What is one of your guilty pleasure songs? I unfortunately was able to come up with this answer a little too quickly. The Nykor remix of Replay. The amount of times that I've listened to that song while I'm alone in my car, it's just too much. It's too much. I've just listened to it too many times. Really, any Nygor remix is just the best. But yeah, that's definitely my guilty pleasure song. It's just so high energy, and I'm just not a high energy person, so it's just like a very contrasting emotional thing than what I normally am, and it's hilarious, honestly. Okay, who is your all-time fictional crush or celebrity crush? As far as celebrity crush, I would say Natalie Dormer. She's in like Game of Thrones and Hunger Games, and I forget what else. Yeah. How old were you when you started to listen to ASMR? Like I said before, I was like a senior in high school, so I guess like 18 when I started to listen to it. And you know, I probably would have listened to it earlier had I found it sooner, but I didn't, so probably 18. Would you rather have 1 million subscribers or $1 million? That's a great question. Honestly, 1 million subscribers. I feel like, you know, the more people I can reach with my stuff, the better. Like, I don't know, the better. I don't want to say the better the world will be, because I don't think my stuff makes that much of an impact on people, but I want to be able to help people, and the more people I could have access to try to help, the better it would be. And plus, you know, as far as the business side of it, I mean, 1 million subscribers would, you know, kind of pay for itself, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would definitely say 1 million subscribers. You know, I would like to connect to as many people as possible, which is why I'm a media production major. I would like to reach as many people as I possibly can with my work. So yeah, definitely 1 million subscribers. What is the first thing I would do when the pandemic is over? Leave my house. Which I love my house. I love my room. I'm in it all the time. I never leave my room. However, even for an introvert such as myself, it gets old. So probably go and eat food that is not homemade, because I love homemade food. However, I will go eat at a restaurant, and probably hang out with my friends. I might go on a road trip across the entire country, or fly to another country. Which, nope, not yet. What artwork are you most proud of? Well, funny you should ask, because I actually have it right here. It is this charcoal drawing of Iron Man. I don't know if you can see that really well. But yeah, I would say this is what I'm most proud of. This is one of my last charcoal drawings I ever drew. I did this as a sophomore in high school with the art teacher I was talking about earlier. But yeah, it is just like, I don't know, I've worked very, very hard on this. It's kind of like a final for my art class. And I'm very proud of it. Quite proud. Charcoal is actually one of my favorite mediums to work with. But yeah, that's my work that I'm most proud of. What's your favorite movie? I forget what I came up with when I read this question the first time. I would say either John Wick Chapter 2 or Moana, which also can be one of my guilty pleasure songs. You're Welcome by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which I should not sing for you. I should not sing that right now. That is not something that I should do. Because I definitely don't know all the lyrics to You're Welcome by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Anyway, what country do you want to visit What country do you want to visit most? Scotland. I would say Scotland. I want to go and stay in a castle in Scotland. In fact, there is a festival in the town that I live in that has it's a Scottish festival. That's what I want to do when the pandemic is over. Go to the Scottish festival. I freaking love the Scottish festival. It's like I used to buy swords there all the time, and that's when I got my sword collection, which I should definitely do a video on. But freaking I love everything about Scotland. I actually love bagpipes, which is an unpopular opinion, I understand, but I want to go to Scotland or Ireland or Germany. Are you spiritual or religious? Yes, I am religious. I am a Christian. I've been a Christian my whole life. Which kind of brings me to my next, this kind of goes with the next question is, what do I like to read? In fact, well, I don't like to read, but I have recently started to read a lot of C.S. Lewis, because, just searching for a lot of personal growth, I guess. But I'm currently reading Mere Christianity, and I recently finished Screw Tape Letters. But Mere Christianity is something I think everyone should read, even if you're not a Christian. Which, it's whatever. I'm not gonna scream at you or anything. But I do think Mere Christianity, even if you're not a Christian, it puts a lot of things in perspective, and it's got some good advice, I guess, and good outlooks on life. And it is, even the first, few chapters, it really just kind of, like I said, put things in perspective and kind of helped me a lot with a lot of internal things, I guess. And so, and I've yet to really find something in there that I disagree with, as far as being a Christian, because, I mean, granted, I haven't finished it yet, but I think it's a really good book to read. What's the weirdest thing you've eaten? Well, in Japan, I had a lot of squid sushi, which is not that weird, but I very much enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure I've had crocodile before, crocodile jerky. And I've definitely had an ostrich burger before, which are all fantastic. Felt a little bit bad about the ostrich burgers because ostriches are really cool, but I like it. It was really good. It's kind of dry actually, but anyway, what's your biggest fear? Probably ghosts. No, I'm just kidding. Probably the unknown. I think that's my biggest fear. Or the future. Or spiders. I don't like spiders. What's your favorite dinosaur? Well, I have to look up the name. It's like the Therizinosaurus. Therizinosaurus. He looks like a large chicken, that like a dangerous chicken, which is why I like him so much. And this post, in fact, I could put this link in my description. Says, what is the dumbest looking dinosaur ever discovered? And the first line says, look me in the eye and tell me that is not the dumbest dinosaur ever. Like I said, he looks like a chicken. Okay, what is your favorite and least favorite trigger? This is actually funny because my favorite trigger, I would say, is like kind of like mouth sounds, not like the, I don't like that, like the mouth sounds that I have done in the past. I really like those. But it's really funny and kind of ironic because my least favorite trigger is actually eating sounds. I cannot stand eating sounds. I think they're kind of gross, which is why you'll never see me doing it. But while those are basically the same thing, I hate eating sounds. What makes you want to keep long hair? I like the way it looks on me, and I like the way it feels to have it. I think it kind of matches my vibe a little bit. And also like it in the shower and when it gets wet, because I don't know, I just like the way it feels on me, I guess. And then the next question is, do you like to have it up or down better? I mean, I have it up in like every video, so I would say up. Just because, I mean, it's like out of my face and I can fix it in like 2 seconds. It does not take any time at all, which is not something I could say when I had shorter hair, believe it or not. So yeah. Which countries have you been to? I've been to America because that's where I live. Then on my study abroad trip, I went to New Zealand. Amazing. I want to move to Auckland someday. I've been to Australia. Would also like to move to Sydney or Brisbane because those are fantastic places. Sydney, public transportation is the best experience I've ever had. I've been to India, which I would not move to, but I'm super glad I went. Been to Cambodia. I was the most dehydrated I've ever been while in Cambodia, and now I always stay strapped with my water bottle, which is empty. But I love my water bottle because of Cambodia. Then I went to Thailand, which Bangkok is literally the best place. They have the coolest markets ever. But also I like Hua Hin in Thailand because it's got some nice beach areas. in my study abroad trip, I actually took my final in Hua Hin. So that was really, really cool. Anywho, after that, I went to Japan, which is probably my favorite place I've ever been. I feel like it just matched my vibes so much better than everywhere else that we were at, because everything was just, like when I went to Kyoto, it was just calm. It's just quiet. I was like, this is fantastic. The whole place, like even Tokyo, it just reminded me of a lo-fi video, and we all know how much I love lo-fi. Yeah, the vibes were just on in Japan, and I loved it. Mount Fuji, oh my goodness. The bullet trains, the best. Yeah. What kind of music do you listen to? Honestly, mainly, as surprising as it is, me being an ASM artist and trying to get people to sleep, my favorite music is EDM and dubstep. But yeah, I also like a lot of alternative. But yeah, I would say EDM, like Marshmello, Chainsmokers. Those are the best two concerts I've ever been to in my life. Especially Chainsmokers, but I also kind of fangirled a little bit whenever I saw Marshmello. It was quite the experience. But yeah, I also listen to stuff like, well, I guess lo-fi is also considered my favorite, especially Japanese lo-fi. I guess I'm somewhat of a weeb at this point, but you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. Favorite TV show, The Office, by far. I know how basic that is. Actually, Avatar: The Last Airbender. And to finish up this video, I wanted to answer this question last. So why did you start creating ASMR videos? So my freshman year of college, I kind of hit a low point in my life, and one of the things that helped me through that was ASMR. And then, after I kind of pulled myself out of it a little bit, and before I went abroad, I kind of realized that there were a lot of people who felt the same way as me, and I feel like since this community helped me out so much, then I should help as much as I can and put back into it what I got out. And so really, my main purpose for doing this is because I understand that there are lots of people like me who struggle on a daily basis, and one of the worst times for the like some of the worst moments are when you're trying to go to sleep, and I feel like ASMR can really help people. It's kind of like sort of a therapy, like an informal therapy in a way, and I just really wanted to help people and reach them. I want to reach them. I want to reach you. So I don't know, that's one of the biggest reasons. Also, I feel like it would help me as far as my career, like getting to know all this, audio software and video software and stuff. It has helped quite a bit. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason, is because I know that there are just a lot of people who struggle. And, even if I can help just one person or just, even a little bit, then I will be happy. Because, there's a lot of happiness in the world, but there's also sometimes not. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense, but there's a lot of people who are unhappy. And I would like to help them make it through until they are happy again. So I'm not saying my content is gonna make you happy or anything, but it's more of something that like helps you get to the next point where you are happy, which I find incredibly worthwhile. So thank you so much for staying this long throughout the video. I hope that you now know a little bit more about me. And just thank you for 2,000 subscribers. Amazing, just insane. But yeah, so we're gonna power on. Keep pumping out videos for you and for your relaxation. So